clouds.
The Minnesota Vikings are a little bit troubling right now, Fezzy. What's going on out there?
Yeah, they're under investigation after Fred Smoot had a boat party.
Uh-huh.
And apparently there's allegations now of sexual harassment against the boat staff on these two party boats that went out. There's apparently prostitution allegedly involved, lewd acts that were going on out there.
First of all, how can you sexually harass a prostitute? If you have prostitutes, the sexual harassment stuff should be gone. So what, did they not know who was a prostitute and who wasn't?
I think there wasn't probably enough prostitutes, and they started harassing the staff after that and offering them money for sex.
So the staff had no idea there was going to be prostitutes on board.
Yeah, and I guess these illegal lewd acts, just openly masturbating, the crew was saying that when they got back to port. Apparently they turned the boats right back around. They were gone less than an hour for these parties.
In an hour, as the boat leaves, these guys are totally wasted and jacking off in front of people. This is how drunk the Vikings are.
It's the Vikings, you can always tell when the season's done. They just kind of throw in the towel early. You can always
start masturbating.
Yeah, you can always just expect them to start wrapping up. Mike Tice said he is not happy.
Mike Tice wasn't there then?
No, apparently he's hearing about it, but then he has to do some sort of press conference where he looks like Fred Flintstone talking about a party that got out of hand at the Water Buffalo Lodge. He didn't know there was going to be dancing girls.
What's the matter with Mike Tice? He's all right.
Apparently,
you know what Mike Tice should have done is just ate a devil dodo egg and started singing.
Then he can't talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Closes his throat up. He doesn't have to do the press conference.
Yeah, that would have been perfect for him.
I don't know why he just didn't have the party in Frantic City.
Well, you can do anything there. Mike Tice was going around trying to tear down all the antennas so nobody could see the big news story on Peekaboo camera.
He had to go to the owner, Mr. Slate, about this. He hates to get called into Mr. Slate's office. But then they've been playing so bad, he's going to have them take ballet lessons to help with their football.
Wasn't there a thing where Fred Flintstone actually was a football player in one of them?
Yeah, he was the big star at Princeton University.
Why doesn't we dub in Mike Tice's voice to that thing? He looks exactly, Mike Tice of the Vikings, exactly like Fred Flintstone.
Just a big dumb rockhead, even when he's doing his endorsements, like for Soft Soap on the Hung Along with Herman show. They have got a caveman coaching their team.
I'm going to tell this to Mike Tice's wife, and she should be taking care of him, because if he's a chubby hubby, then he's a happy pappy.
With Glockenspiel. Oh, they scored.
Yeah. Was that definitely the Vikings were doing that? Or were the way-outs in town and everyone just started freaking out?
That's what happens when he starts partying with Larry Lava.
Who's Larry Lava again? Fill me in.
Larry Lava was when Fred won the part in the contest to go to Hawaii and get a part in the show.
All right, good.
And then I think then they made him a stunt man, and he had to actually fight the dinosaur.
All right, so Mike Tice trying to battle his way out of this, Fez.
Yeah, he was there in that orange-spotted suit with a blue tie today, all dressed up, thinking that was going to help in the press conference.
Sure.
And the new defensive coordinator, Greg Kazoo, not working out for them.
Not working?
Hello, Dub-Dub.
Sorry, Dub-Dub. Mike Tice on the ropes once again for the Bedrock Vikings. Things are not going the way we wanted them to.
Did they fumble the ball again? Yes. The Vikings going to score this half? No.
Mike Tice was so upset, he started running across his house, and it was like 200 yards long, Fuzzy, because it just went like lamp, window, lamp, window, lamp, window.
He's blaming their schedule. Those pterodactyl flights are just really hard on
the
team. And they got to blow some steam.
It's not easy. Maybe Mike Tice just has the bedrock. Twitch. Well, there's a town I know where the hipsters go called Bedrock.
Twitch. If he can get Ann Margrock to sing at halftime.
Sure.
Or do the national anthem.
Why didn't he just have the kids sing Let the Sun Shine In? For some reason, people will come all over. to see that.
That's what was supposed to happen. Then this party just totally got out of control.
Just crazy bedrock party. There's all that cactus cola they were downing.
That was sent to the wrong party. My kind of music.
Well, do that again. That wasn't bad.
My kind of music.
That's not bad at all. I thought that sounded very close.
When Tice found out about this, his car fell over. He was ordering ribs at the time.
Just a big-ass slab of ribs. So big that your car can't hold it up anymore. And thank God that Dino didn't have pebbles up on her head when that happened. Or else I believe that baby would have been killed.
He's trading players. Whose baby is that? I'll buy that. What's your angle?
That's when he's making all his deals. Whose baby is that?
Poor Vikings fans. It's just, you just shit away another season. Again.
Yeah, it's
everything
fun.
bad happens to them. You just gotta expect it.
Yeah, well, at least he still has Wilma. You know what I mean? That's what life is about.
But he's got those Swedish exchange students living at his house, and they're keeping him up all night.
Well, the last thing he can do is start playing bug music. I hate bug music.
His neighbors are trying to adopt. It's rough. He's got a lot of personal problems.
It's not easy. It's not easy. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Hey, Sean, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, I can see him calling like bonehead plays in the kazoo, popping up next to him, calling him a dum-dum.
It really not going to work out for you too well.
Nah, he's standing there on the sideline talking to himself. No one else sees Kazoo, just him.
Oh, that's right. Nobody else could see Kazoo. I forgot about that.
Just Mike Tice and his friend Barney.
Yeah. Wasn't Mike Tice held up the other night when somebody put their fingers back and said, "Nice and easy. That's the way to do it. Nice and easy."
He gets in more trouble, that Mike Tice. If only he wouldn't lie to his wife all the time. Like when Mike Tice opened up his burger joint and was interviewing waitresses. Here we come on the run with a burger on the bun.
Well, she was there for him at the end. You got to feel good about that.
Well, yeah, now she's the Gravelberry Pie Queen.
Mm. Hey, Fontaine, you're on Fez.
Buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
It is nice to hear you guys back on the radio. I got to say, I live in southern part of Virginia, and I used to time my trips to Baltimore just so I could catch you on JFK.
Well, that's very cool of you. Thank you very much.
Satellite rules. Hey, I was wondering if I was the only one that picked up on the irony of this whole thing with the Vikings. I mean, Vikings, boats, lewd acts, they're lucky nobody died.
You know, that is true. You booked the Vikings on your boat, and some shit's going to go down. There's going to be some linemen masturbating. Just like the old days.
They showed up dressed as the Berserker. They just had their helmets on with horns, furry boots, and they're ready to party. They had a bye week, I think.
Do the bird voice from the Flintstones again.
My kind of music.
I swear, that's dead on. That's dead on.
Frantic City, Frantic City. Doctor is a plumber. Doctor is a plumber.
That might have been my all-time favorite.
I love that one.
No, I got to go back to rock roll. I don't know what it was about that song, but it was just the best ever. Hey, Jeremy, you're on Ron Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why Minnesota effed away their entire season is because it's Minnesota. They're all a bunch of fuck-ups over there.
Well,
Fuck Minnesota.
They really, it does seem like every year it's going to go bad for them.
Yeah, they can start out a season great. They just, all of a sudden, they got their slump right at the beginning.
They can go 15-1, and you know something bad is coming their way.
Every year is the Minnesota Slide, the dance they do.
Even in the old days, even back in the Alan Page days, everything would fall apart at the end of the season. Just can't happen for them. Hey, Tom, you're on Ron Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ron. Hey, Pissbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching Mike go across the field on his tippy toes and hearing that piano music.
He can do it. He never wears shoes, and he can walk right up on his toes.
Oh, that 88 fingers, Louie. He is something else.
Saddam Hussein, he says he's confident he's going to win his trial when it starts next week.
Well, but best of luck. Godspeed there, Saddam. I hope it all works out for you.
He says no problems, and the insurgency will throw the Americans out of his country.
I call to the stand everyone I killed. That's what I would do first off.
He said when he goes on trial, one of the charges is this village where he went in there and had 143 people wiped out.
Right.
He says, hey, they tried to kill me. They tried to assassinate me. Name another president in the world that wouldn't do the same thing if their people tried to kill them. You go after the problem. He's got the defense ready.
If only Kennedy would have followed that kind of thing. Here's Dan. Dan, you're on Run Fez. Dan.
Hey, guys, I just wanted to let you know, the team, if they're going to get a field goal touchdown, they're not going to say yabba dabba doo. They're going to go,
What was that called?
It was Superstone. And then he found out the real Superstone just inflates his costume with air.
Sad, wasn't it? That was a heartbreaker.
I'm going home.
Hey, Clark, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, I just call them a bitch about the Vikings because they stink. It's that damn Culpepper dumbass that can't throw a ball, can't hold on to the ball, can't do shit, and everybody thinks he's so damn great.
You know, he's had some great seasons, but this season ain't one of them. This season is not one of them.
He never really proved it. He can't hold on to the ball. He has no confidence. Just well put in Brad Johnson and get the job done.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. You know, the fans, the actual fans, they're a little more tied into it than we are, Fez.
Yeah, you don't know how crazy you're talking when you're screaming, send in Brad Johnson.
Yeah, that's never a good idea.
Then you've just got into crazy talk.
866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Testicle. Testicle, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, Fezzy, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, my buddy.
I just want to know, was Dante Culpepper standing behind one of them hookers, drilling them, yelling them, bam, 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 bam?
Mike Tice does look like Fred Flintstone.
Anything was going on the good ship Viking, I guess. 2 party boats out there.
Yeah.
It took 2 to handle the team.
You know, did we ever do a 1,000 Reasons to Hate Minneapolis or Minnesota? We got one of those, Earl? Let's see if any of them come true for us. All right, let's run that.
We now rejoin Ron and Fez's 1,000 Reasons to Hate Minnesota. Reason 688.
10,000 lakes, every goddamn one of them frozen.
Reason 689.
Stupid old loser, Walter Mondale.
Reason 690.
Waterhead, Mike Tice.
Reason 691.
Hawk lover, Mary Tyler Moore.
Reason 692.
A man named Fran Tarkington.
Reason 693.
Really scary, really, really white people.
Reason 694.
Hubert Humphrey.
Reason 695.
Accused blind groper, Kirby Puckett.
Reason 696.
Winter starts in July.
Reason 697.
Beach ball head, Garrison Keeler.
Reason 698.
Tiny little weirdo, Prince.
Reason 699.
They're supposed to be twin cities, but Minneapolis gets everything, and St. Paul gets shit on.
Reason 700.
Their old governor called himself the Body.
Reason 701.
Rod Carew. Yeah, you heard me, Rod Carew.
Reason 702.
Inbreds.
We'll be back with more of Ron and Fez's 1,000 Reasons to Hate Minnesota.
Earl always glares at me whenever I say Rod Carew.
Greatest hitter of all time.
He's a punch and Judy. He's slapping at the ball. He hits with his wrist. Swing through. You're Texas Leaguer. Everything's a Texas Leaguer with Rod Carew.
Well, wrists are kind of important when you're trying to hit.
Just slapping. Nothing else. It's just the wrist. Punch and Judy.
He had 3,000 hits. He had a great career.
He had 3,000 drop in. Just drop over the second baseman's head.
3,000 dying quails.
Hey, Dennis, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie Fez, 27061.
Man, way to go old school on us.
Hoo-ah! Hey, I don't know if you know, Mike Tyson, he got in trouble with his wife there. He's got them dancing girls in the refrigerator. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Remember when they tried to sing it soft? Happy anniversary.
Mike Tice couldn't get rid of him. He didn't want that anniversary party going on.
No, he didn't want it happening. He didn't want it happen at all. Nice and easy. That's the way you do it. Nice and easy.
Him and his neighbor, they tried to build a swimming pool in both yards. Then next thing you know, they're fighting again.
Yeah.
Always.
Sure.
Mike Tice, he just likes to lay out in his hammock. That's all.
That's all he wants to do.
And not have people run through his yard and him get spun up in it.
Right.
Poor guy.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Fuzzy? It all happens that way.
He won't pay his dues, so he doesn't get his golf trophy?
Here's Steve. You're on Running Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if Fez is ever going to do a Fezatorial again like he did in the old days.
Yeah, what are you waiting for, Fez? What are you waiting for?
I think a subject that moves me. Mike Tice may be it now.
Well.
You know, the special teams have kind of went to pot ever since they cut Hoppy.
Oh, nice. A Hoppy reference. That was the Rebels' answer to Dino. Hoppy.
Yes.
You got to admit, never caught on with the kids. No one cared.
No, the best thing they could have done is kept the Rebels barren.
Tonka, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I heard Tice was so mad when he heard about this boat thing, he kicked his desk and went, yabba dabba die,
And he started a new dance craze.
Flintstone flop?
Yeah, exactly.
Who did he write the Yabba Dabba song with? Was it not like Cole Porter, but somebody like that?
Was it Hoagie Carmichael?
Very good. Yabba Dabba Dabba, Abba Dabba Dabba, Yabba Dabba 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 Doo.
And when he would sing scat, and it just wasn't even the normal Fred voice anymore.
Listen to the rockin' bird, listen to the rockin' bird.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in.
What was that all about?
Hoagie Carmichael, for some reason, just got to be Hoagie Carmichael. There wasn't any sort of Stony Curtis changed to his name.
What would you call him?
You all just have to go Hoagie Carmichael Rock.
No, he's got to be Whittier.
I think because he actually did it, he voiced it.
Right.
Everyone else was kind of...
No, Tony Curtis actually did it, right? Stony Curtis.
Yeah, Ann Margrock was Ann Margaret.
And I thought she looked even better as Ann Margrock.
And even when the Bewitched couple showed up, I think it was Samantha Stevens.
Hey, Marty, it was. It definitely was. Marty, you're on Run of Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I think Tice got arrested. They mistake him for 88 Fingers Louie.
88 Fingers Louie. He was a troublemaker. He was a big troublemaker, Fez.
See, Tice is going to get the blame for this when it's not his fault and he does a lot of good work, like that Boy Scout Jamboree, where he had everyone singing Old MacDonald in different languages.
Yeah, I don't know whether they had a tie-in with the Boy Scouts. Hey, didn't you tell me that they used to sell cigarettes in the old days still? They used to do cigarette commercials?
Yeah, they had, it would be Barney and Fred sitting around and having cigarettes outside the house.
Now, what year was that? Because it was always a kid's show. I guess it was prime time when it first ran. None of us remember it being in prime time, but it couldn't have been, 60s at the early 60s at the very earliest, right?
Yeah, it had to be like the first season or something.
Yeah. Jason, you're on Run of Fez.
He's distracted trying to work on new offense because he's got to go to his water buffalo meeting.
You know what? Everything he gave that water buffalo, and they always treated him like shit. I used to always want him just to quit. Yeah.
His wife Wilma's trying to sneak into training camp with a fake mustache on. Calling her and her friend Gus and Charlie.
Act, and act. What was that thing, remember?
The secret code to get in.
Yeah. Was it Maha Bone? Oh, no, that's the club I'm in.
Act, ack.
Remember that she said it back to him once when she was so tired? Yeah, I love my wife. Remember, he just started bragging about how much he loved her?
Well, she's taking judo lessons now. Hussy ducky!
Hey, Steve, you're on Run of Fez.
Yeah, I heard Mike has a problem with betting. You know, bet.
He's taking who's ever playing the Vikings.
That was like the first Gamblers Anonymous thing ever on TV, probably.
And then, of course, he's an Overeaters Anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Oink, oink, oink. They're just shooting the plungers off of bows and arrows to get Mike Tice's ham away from him.
Hey, Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, yeah, they used to sell Winston cigarettes, and it was in the early 60s.
In the early 60s, and were they trying to play it, they trying to sell it to kids?
I don't know. What they were doing, the skit was that they would be around a work site, and they would sneak around the back and have a couple of cigarettes while everybody else was doing work.
All right, Earl, you have this thing?
Yeah, they're actually doing housework. Betty and Wilma are just doing everything around the house, and they're just kind of bumming around, and they decide to have a cigarette.
All right, let's take a listen.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Okay. How's about taking a nap?
I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it. Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good like cigarette should.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
You know something, Barney? We ought to do a couple of rails. What do you think?
Sounds good to me, Fred.
What do you think? We'll get some cocaine and we'll just snort that cocaine. It's from Peru.
That's quality. Quality picked and processed cocaine, Fred.
Kids are just sitting there eating cereal. Smoking must be so cool.
Barney's so detailed. They packed all these good tobacco right up front where it belongs, ahead of that nice filter.
Barney, do you got a light on you? And I'm doing a shot of whiskey. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, yeah, I heard on the Mike Tice story when they make it into a movie. You know who's playing the lead?
Who's that?
Stoney Curtis.
Stoney Curtis, Fez.
Whenever they did a guest star like that on the Flintstones, for some reason that guest star would have a really giant head. They wouldn't be drawn like Fred and Barney.
Right.
They would just go like over-detailed and have him with a giant skull and big eyes.
Here's Dan. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I heard he was in disguise as Goggles Paisano, got sick on some dodo bird eggs, and tried to double-team Grandma Dynamite.
Grandma Dynamite!
Goggles Paisano.
Mike Tice just racing cars, getting out of work.
Let's have another cigarette. Should we, Barney? It's a Winston.
Sounds good to me, Fred.
After that, we'll get some hookers, and we'll shoot heroin.
These are the good hookers.
I like heroin, Barney. It's fantastic.
Right out of Afghanistan, where they only use choice opiates.
Coming straight from the Golden Triangle. I slip on some Lou Reed, and I shoot heroin.
Nothing better, Freddie boy.
If you kids want to be like us, take heroin.
You'll love it, kids.
Hey, Kurt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I think Mike Tice and Barney were on their way to the boat party, but Barney read the sign as, "Only way, Fred, only way, Mike." And then it was actually a one-way sign.
Only way. See you later. What the hell was Barney's thing supposed to be, too? It was like just a log, his car, that they sharpened the end of it?
Yeah, he was basically in a big pencil.
So he had moved along. He was almost out of the Stone Age and moving into a whole new age.
Yeah, he wasn't even using rocks. He had used primitive tools to make his wood car.
Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great out here in California. The Great Gazoo, when he made the duplicate Fred and Barney, and all they could say is yes, 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 and no, no, no.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
No, no,
My
no.
favorite episode. Absolutely.
And they're just buying diamonds for him and shit. Whatever question gets asked, it's the wrong one.
I know, the questions would just fall into line. Do you think we could have the diamonds, Fred? Yes, yes, yes. It's not too expensive. No, no, no.
And then Mike Tice acted like that he was putting together a babysitter's club, but they were really just in there gambling and leaving the kids outside on the sidewalk.
That is my favorite episode, Mike Tice and Daddy's Anonymous.
Hey, Yak, you're on Ron Fez.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Yeah.
I just read on ESPN that the Weirdleys are season ticket holders and they want Mike Tice fired.
That was an odd one, right?
Yeah, I think that was like a later episode.
Yeah.
Just the whole monster family moved in next door.
I'm sure that was the cop in on what was happening with the Addams family. Molly, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, buddies, how you doing?
Hey, my body.
Hey, I'm so glad to have you back on satellite radio.
Thank you very much.
How about when Mike went out to California and found Wilma on stage and he became the loudmouth?
Was it the frog mouth?
No, he started. What was it? The frog mouth? Remember, Bill? The baby's college fund money is missing.
Mike Tice, the baby's college fund is missing.
You got it.
See you later.
Bye.
Sick how many of these fucking episodes you know. What do we do? Just sit in front of the TV the whole time we were kids?
We never left.
Yeah.
And they're just great.
Yeah. My dad was like, put it on the news. No. Not right now. Prime time, 6 o'clock at night.
Nothing made me hungrier than when Mike Tice would open his lunchbox at work. And just a stack of sandwiches would spring out, or just a giant drumstick.
Then he couldn't get to it the way he wanted. Like somebody would pull it away, and his teeth would just gash together. Maybe the worst sound in cartoons was was your choppers just smacking off each other. Here's John. John, you're on Ron Fez. How you doing, buddy? Johnny.
Hey.
Hey, man.
2275, Johnny.
Way to go, old school.
Yeah, Mike got pulled over leaving a party, and he told the cops that he had to go because he was too important to get captured.
From the feature film A Man Named Tice.
Yeah, that was a great one, huh?
Where he basically just James Bond rock.
He James Bond the whole thing up for himself. I will take a break here. We're right back. It's the Ron Fez Show.